explain it. Sometimes it says we have one. I think there's 3 people watching, and I never know. I don't know how to know exactly.
I'm watching if I'm not here.
And,
You always get ready ahead of time. Only last week they forgot to put me back on the internet. Oh, no. It's the other. Bill, I'm gonna tell you something. You have the most needed son-in-law in ever. Oh, he has a sweet word he said last time he talked to us,
a wallet.
and I missed
I
it.
almost texted you and said, I have no wallet. Thank you.
Do you need a snack or something?
Good morning, Miss Daniel.
I don't know what it would be. I think it might. She said, good morning, Miss Daniel.
Hi.
I don't know. I'll just drink water. I'll just say it's probably because I ate like crap yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I have. A
That's my best guess. I
I
mean,
have like a
Oh, yeah.
almond butter
I
thingy.
nothing like that sounds good either.
I don't know what you put in something.
No, I got hot tamales in my belly this morning. No problem.
I like that too.
I don't know, babe. Well, until about an hour ago, I planned on us starting Hosea this morning.
That in the New Testament or the Old Testament?
It's right after the wisdom of Sirach, so go find it. And,
Okay,
no, but we're not going to, so don't go find it.
but that's not what.
There's a but. We're not going there.
Oh,
I just started about an hour ago. I started feeling nauseous, just not general malaise. I'm hoping I just ate really bad yesterday, and my body's going bleh. But so Lori's gonna make me eat something now. And
I get a kind of
that's
blur.
yep, I got that right there.
Really need some protein, but I don't have any protein.
Okay, yeah. And so in general, I just don't feel well, and I don't think this late in the game I would have called Terry, but he's also not feeling well, so it wouldn't matter even if I was going to. And we're gonna wait for our photographer to get all the good pictures.
Gotta celebrate Dale.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't get to come. Sir, what is your name?
Nathan. Nathan Hudson.
I might not remember it exactly, but you know Dale.
As long as you don't call me late for dinner.
Everybody celebrates it.
Well, for a long time he was Eli's dad, so I finally got Nathan. That's pretty good.
Better than me, I just got their name.
Answer about anything. My family will call me every name there is. Jill, Jenny, Haley. Like, I don't know. I'll answer.
And so I thought we'd just spend some time this morning talking about what we're thankful for, how our holidays are going, what the good is, what might be the bad is. If there's some bad, we can share that too and talk about it as well.
Can we be thankful that the holidays are almost over?
Absolutely. If that's what you need to be, then you need to be. I will tell you this whole teaching, almost, all week, most weeks.
She's not gonna answer it right.
It'll be all right.
Do you wanna
It'll
answer
stop in
your
a
phone?
minute.
Do you wanna answer your phone?
No, she didn't.
Thank you. You look like your snowflakes.
No, John, absolutely we can, because for so many, so yesterday, especially with Christmas landing on Saturday, it was really weird yesterday for me to, probably for the 6th time in the day, go, oh yeah, I got to preach tomorrow. Because I'm used to, okay, you got a day off, then you preach. I mean, that's just kind of the way my schedule works now. It's you preach, you work 5 days, you got a day off, you preach. And I've had so much time off. I remember Wednesday having several times where I went, okay, I got to preach tomorrow because I'm off today. No, that's not right. And then Thursday, okay, I got to get a certain, no, that's not right. And then so you give up on that. And then you get to Saturday and it doesn't click at all until, late in the afternoon. And you go, I got to preach tomorrow. Well, do I? No, really, I do. And so it was just kind of one of those days. Then, of course, watching, there's a lot of joy in spoiling your children. And we definitely did that this year.
Building on what John said, because of what John said, I'm thankful that John cooked my turkey for me last night. And all the other good that he does.
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
thankful that I live in America, because I've been other places. And we sing God Bless America, and he has. And I'm thankful that I have what I have, and that other people have what they have. And I don't really remember being hungry, and that's a really big blessing. I've never been homeless. God has provided. Sometimes there's people we don't even know. We had trouble with groceries one year. My husband was still alive, the kids were young. And of course, we were always praying about things, but they went down to the mailbox, and there's an envelope there with 3 $100 bills in it. No return address. We have never found out. It came from like Washington.
Wow.
I'm not DC, but Washington State. We don't even know anybody from there. And, got our, and that's just God answering prayers constantly.
Over and over and over.
I'm thankful for the church in Porter. We moved here in 1978, and we've been coming and going, but we still be here. I'm still here. And that's enough, I think.
No,
I
keep
don't go
going.
on for days.
Well, we came in 79, right after you did. And we had 2 kids. We raised them here. And Calvin was a deacon. And they had asked him to be an elder, but he felt like he didn't qualify for an elder because he felt like they had to be better than what he felt like he was. But anyway, I know how he lived. And we had a good family and a good marriage. And we've been here in Porter for about 40 years. And got to move to Lufkin. And that's tearful for me. But that's okay.
It'll all be good.
Yes, it will. Yeah. God has blessed me in many, many ways. And at 92,
You pass that on, you bless so many of us.
oh, John, not near as many blessings as you've given out. You've been such a blessing giver.
Help with people when they needed somebody to talk at a funeral.
Yes,
Song leader.
yep.
And you have always given wise counsel to not just me, but many, many, many people.
Oh, goodness. Thank you.
He said he was thankful that he didn't have to jump on the. Eli ran out in the yard this morning. He didn't have to get on the trampoline and pull him off. This morning.
He didn't get quite that far.
He got on the trampoline, but I said, "Come here," and he came. So
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Breakthrough, right? Oh, my
Thankful for our home, our career, stable job, electricity. Thankful for our food, not when we go hungry.
can't hear you.
So thankful for our careers and our job, electricity.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm grateful for my family and our health and the little one on the way.
What do you do?
May, halfway done. I'm thankful it's a girl. I prayed for a girl a lot.
And it is? Oh.
I'm thankful the holidays are over too. I think we had 4 Christmas parties. We're going to have
Survived another one.
one more to go to still.
What are you thankful for? Everybody's telling what they're thankful for.
I'm
Here's
thankful
the list
for-
long.
Well, let's see, I'm thankful for my family, my friends. Like all of y'all are my friends, even though I don't know you a whole lot, you're still my friends. I've known this lady for a long time and everything.
I'm always thankful how God is always taking care of us. And somehow I learned early in life that God is more worried about me being faithful than successful. And however you define success, because people define it so many different ways, and being faithful is so much more important than being successful, especially in how other people define success. And so I'm really glad that I learned that very early on in life. I'm thankful for the opportunities I have now to live into other people's lives that just are not church people at all. I've kind of thought through this quandary for a couple of decades now, that one of the things that happens with churches is the longer you're in a church, the less unchurched friends you have. I mean, almost to a person, and there are some exceptions. But the longer you're going to church, the more you make church the center of your life, and the less unchurched friends you have, fewer and fewer. And therefore, if you look at a church where most of the members of the church have been going to church for a very long time, it's very unlikely that that church is going to grow, at least grow fast, because, well, nobody has friends that don't go to church. There are exceptions. And so one of the challenges in ministry now in today's world is, I think, helping people find ways to purposely get out of the church world and into something else. And even with work and things like that, I have a guy that I teach with who has no desire to let anybody get to know his personal life at all. He teaches. That's all he really wants you to know about him. There's just not much else he'll share. Even on
I'm in church, I'll call you later. I'm in church, I'll call you later.
So go out the hallway and call me.
Is it important?
Yes.
Okay. Y'all excuse me. Don't hang up.
What church do you go to?
For the Church of Christ.
Oh, okay.
13, 14.
But he's just he has no desire to let anybody get to know him at all. He's there to teach, and that's all he wants to do. He doesn't want to mix his. And to me, that's so strange. But he's one of 5 people that I work really close with. There's a young girl on our team who she's never been to church. She's not anti-Christianity or anti-church. She just did. She's only 23. She didn't grow up going. Her parents never took her to church. She doesn't know anything about it. So what do you do on Sundays? Well, we sleep in on Sundays. That's what Sundays are for. Okay. And then I have to beat myself up and go, well, maybe she's got something we don't have because she's at least taking a rest once a week. And many of us forget to do that. We go into the holidays going, oh man, I got 5 holiday parties that I've got to go to. I hope they're fast and get over with. And even our holidays, we make so busy that it's not enjoyable or restful. We should not be getting through the holidays going, I'm just glad it's over. I mean, it's like we have got to learn to slow down some. And I don't know how that works. And I know that said somewhat tongue-in-cheek, because at the same time, you probably have gotten to see your families more and enjoyed some of that. But I'm very thankful that I've been put in a place right now where I have influence over people that just don't know God at all, because I find it very intriguing to get to know them, and it's helping me see the way people that are not like me work, how they operate, and and obviously if it's that way with a normal church person, it may be even that much more with the minister who doesn't have an outside job, who is, most of my dealings for the last 20 years of my life have been with church people. That's get paid to help take care of church people. So, whereas at least a lot of the members, you have jobs outside of the church, and you still have those connections with people. And so it's just opened my eyes up to different things, and I'm really thankful for that. And I'm thankful. It's a really weird situation too, because I'm not quite sure how I got this job. Like when they called, I remember, like if I look back on it now, I remember the interview. But when they called and they offered me the job and started talking to me about it, I was thinking about a whole nother school the whole time we were talking. In fact, I mentioned to the HR lady more than once the name of the principal, who was not the principal at the school that was hiring me. But she was kind enough to not embarrass me about it. And so I didn't expect this school to call at all anyway. It was a weird situation. I was supposed to go interview with the principal, Mr. McCurry. And I got, do all your homework on him. You can, you find out what he's done in the past and where he's been and what he taught. And then you get there and you're told, well, Mr. McCurry's not on campus today. You're going to interview with the associate principal, Mr. Brooks. And you go, I didn't do any background work on Mr. Brooks. And I don't know. God has blessed us in a big way with that. And he's just always taking care of us. Very, very grateful for those things. Very grateful for those things.
Daniel, the list that I've got is incredibly long. Goes back to mom and dad and grandparents on both sides, and aunts and uncles that have been tremendous impact in my life. A brother and 3 sisters that, fortunately we grew up, and one of us has passed, but the rest of us still love each other and still get along. We didn't fight over mom and dad stuff when they passed away, and we never will. And, just the influence of the church in my life has been huge, especially this one. Came here from Abilene to A&M, and then from A&M to here, and '76 and been here ever since. Same place. Raised 5 kids here. You know, Joyce left me in 2002, but it got doors open, doors closed, and you know, I'm not sure why that happened. I never felt that, you know, that I would be in that situation, but I was, and as a result of it, I'm so much closer to all 5 of my kids and, and grandkids than I probably would have ever been, to be quite honest with you. They mean the world to me, and then evidently I still mean a little bit to them too, because they include me in almost everything. I get to go watch all their kids up, you know, play and go to school plays and everything, and that's a tremendous blessing that I have them, but more so that I have this, you know, the body of believers here. It's been a home, and folks have been there for me when I needed them, just like God intended it to be in the beginning.
Yeah.
I had 3, you know, my career has been incredible. Got to do things and see things and meet people and impact people's lives on a daily basis, you know, taking care of golf properties and allowing people to get out and vet and dress and all the fun stuff, you know, from seeing a guy hit a golf ball 30 yards and then sling a driver 40 yards past a golf ball, you know, just comical stuff on a golf course, you know, along with all the serious stuff. But, got to host a senior PGA Tour event, film a movie on the golf course, and see a president land and hit golf balls out into the lake, see it before he teed off. And, Clint Eastwood, George Strait, all the old time country people in the Liberty Classic at Deerwood. Cooking 100 turkeys about 10 years in a row for families, and watching my kids take a picture of tea to a house. Kids get so excited. It's great memories, great life.
Yeah.
I've learned to not take anything for granted. Make every day count.
Yeah, I think it's, I think one of the things that rings true with you when I think about it is you do what you love. And what is it, you know, if you do what you love, you never really work a day in your life, right? And, you know, you mix that in with the Christianity and it's whole different, you know, it's even that much better. It has happened. So I've not, you know, I've been off of school for a week now. Well, there's not been a day go by that I didn't work on a lesson. And I have other teachers telling me, no, if you do that on your break, you'll burn out. I go, wait a minute. I don't know a job that I don't do 100%. I mean, I've been in ministry for 20 years, but even my days off aren't days off. I mean, I've managed to purposely go, okay, not going to talk about it. Not, you know, but that's seldom because you love it so much. It's like, it doesn't bother me to talk about it. So, you know, we were sitting at the house the other night. There's 2 teachers in my living room. Well, 3, I guess I can count myself now. There's 3 teachers in the living room, and I'm sitting on my computer working on organizing my classroom and getting, you know, posters ready and stuff like that, because it's a lot cheaper if you can build your own. And they're like, you got to stop. You're going to burn out. And I'm like, no, I love this. I'm not burning out. I absolutely love it. I'm not, you know, there's no. I'm not, but I love it. And part of it's the history. Part of it's the kids. Part of it's just the whole organization stuff. It's weird that I like to organize things, but I do. And I don't know. It's just a really, really, really neat thing. And then over the last year, I've been able to do quite a bit of coaching with other people. I've got a friend who has a bachelor's in, it's basically I know it's not called this, but it's basically laser engineering. I mean, he basically got a bachelor's degree in the engineering and lasers, right? It's like, that's what he does, you know, however that works. But over the last 6 months, I've been helping him quit his job. And he's about to open up a nonprofit mechanic shop. They live about an hour north of Chicago, just into Wisconsin. there's a group of ladies in his church, or in the church he used to go to, that work very closely in the strip clubs in Chicago, North Chicago, helping the girls when they want out. They go build relationships with them and take them dinner and babysit their kids. And then when the girls go, I need a way out, the women go, I can help you with that. And so Justin started probably about 3 years ago, just telling the ladies, basically, you bring me any kind of car, I'll get it running. So they'll have a way back and forth to a new job. And now he's got, over the last 6 months, we've put together, he's gotten a donation of the software that, machine shops use, so that volunteer, or, in a real mechanic shop, it'd be the mechanics that go in and they log in their hours and all that kind of stuff. In his, it'll be the volunteer mechanics. He's got 12 guys lined up who say they'll do at least 5 hours a week. He has 60 mechanic hours now. He could do this without quitting his job. I mean, it's just so neat what God has put in front of me to help with things like that over the last year. And again, he just loves to do it. He's just getting to do something he absolutely loves to do. And I would love to just go through life helping people find that. And I have done some of that in the church world, but it seems like since I've had to make this transition, it's even happened a little bit more. Probably because I'm branching out into some different things. And I just think, what a neat concept, right? We're going to get girls out of the clubs, help them get their life on. And I know a lot of people are like, so you mean the women actually go into the back rooms of the strip clubs and take meals and stuff to the girls that are stripping, build relationships with them and get to know them and babysit their kids. And there's always this, he told me one of the first things that the women had this big discussion about is whether or not we would babysit a kid so that the single mom can go on a date with a guy that she may be getting paid to go on the date with. And it's like, how do we balance we want to help build the relationship and take care of them, but we don't want to help them live into a sinful life. And we've talked through all that. It's just a really, really neat ministry that hopefully within about 6 months he'll be able to go, all right, no more lasers unless they have something to do underneath the hood of a car, because they do sometimes now. But just what a neat thing to do. And I can even see at some point us trying to find guys like Nathan who'll just take their 1 week of their vacation and just go work on cars for a week. It's like, it's even my job, but on vacation, it's different than when you're clocking in for somebody else, right? And I think you've experienced that kind of stuff too. You're on somebody else's golf course and they ask you about it. You don't feel like you're working when you're helping them out. It's just a really weird thing when we live into our passions and what we really, really love. It helps us. It's not busy. It's love and it's caring, and it's just not. It doesn't feel like busyness when we can live into doing the things that we love. So I'm so grateful for all the opportunities I've had and will have, and continuing to build relationships with people that don't know Jesus. I mean, one of the things that was very interesting to me was I'd hosted a meeting in my classroom, and I'd borrowed one of the tall, skinny trees that we had set up a couple of years ago, because there's like 6 of them in the back room. And I thought, well, surely I can take one of them and set it up in my classroom just to have something the kids might ask about. Why do you have a Christmas tree? And the girl on our team, she's like sitting near it, and she is physically uncomfortable near the Christmas tree. And everybody else was like, I'm a couple of the other, not everybody else, but one of the other guys, she's just squeezed. She feels like she's squeezed in there. Let's move her away. It's like, I could sense somehow that it wasn't just a squeezed in there. She was uncomfortable being near the Christmas tree. And so I don't know if it was a breakthrough or not, but I texted her yesterday morning and I said, Merry holidays. And she texted back, "Happy Christmas." And I thought, I think that's a breakthrough. I think for her to want to honor what I believe enough to say Christmas, I think it was a huge breakthrough with her. I don't know. It's very, very interesting. So
You never know what other people are thinking.
you don't. And I'm going to turn this off for a minute.